Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Monday, September 19th, and we got a pretty warm week coming up, and we'll talk about lots of sunshine, but there'll also be plenty of scattered thunderstorms. Right now it looks like Monday and Wednesday will be dry, so the headlines are, again, today and Monday look pretty dry. We'll have some thunder showers tonight and Tuesday, and again Wednesday night into Thursday, and then scattered through the weekend, but for the most part it'll be dry most of the time, about a 10 to a 40% chance. So there will be at least a chance of showers and thunder showers often this week. But again, most of the time it should be dry and warm with temperatures all week long into the weekend in the mid to upper 70s to low 80s. So a pretty tight temperature range here. And that'll be about a good almost 8 to 10 degrees above normal. If we look at the next slide, you can see our normals for the day. Our normal high is 71. Our normal low is 49. And we had a high last year of 69 degrees, a low of 54, and we picked up just about 1.1 inches of rain on this date 1 year ago. If we look at the next slide, you can see conditions around the area yesterday across the MAC where temperatures were mainly in the mid to upper 70s, except for low 80s down in southeast lower Michigan. And again, just a little bit of precipitation, mainly in the early morning hours after we had a pretty wet weekend. And on the website, we'll highlight the rainfall totals from Friday night into Saturday here later this morning. If we look at the next slide, you can see this one's from Terry Clapp and Kathy Klingenpeel, and this could have been any lake in Michigan over the weekend. Just a fantastic day to be out yesterday, whether you're fishing or swimming or whatnot, or skiing. If we look at the next slide, you can see current temperatures around the area. Basically in the upper 50s to around 60 degrees, and again we expect a pretty nice day today with temperatures climbing up again close to 80 degrees pretty much every day all week long. If we look at the satellite view this morning, you can see those showers that moved off to our east now, and then we got some more activity that's going to be developing across the Dakotas, and it'll try to slide this way, but it probably won't be here till evening or at nighttime. But again, we're talking about a 10 or 20% chance of showers tonight in most areas. If we look at the radar, you can see just a little bit of activity, some pretty good storms up around the western end of the UP, and that's about it for the Great Lakes. Again, some of the activity out here in the Dakotas, that's kind of how the scattered nature of this is going to be as it moves off to the east here over the next several days. If we look at the weather map this morning, you can see a low pressure system. These are going to continue to move off to our northwest, and we're going to have a pretty strong Bermuda high that's going to stay anchored all week long, and that's going to create a lot of warm temperatures across the eastern U.S., and that should continue into next week as well. So we don't see any cold air coming anytime soon. If we look at the weather map by tomorrow morning, you can see a weak low pressure system here and several across this area here. And we're going to have a pretty much weak stationary boundary across much of the central U.S. And again, there's not a lot of energy with this, and this will eventually, I think, wash out. So that's why we don't expect a really large chance of precipitation here through the week, just scattered in nature. And then by Wednesday, you can continue to see areas of thunderstorms, especially off to our southwest. And these could be pretty heavy rain producers. The biggest thing about those storms, they won't be moving very fast, is we're in kind of a stagnant pattern with that somewhat of a stationary boundary just off to our south. If we look at the precipitation here over the next 5 days for this work week, again, not a whole lot of precipitation, less as you go to the southeast, but more as you get up into northern lower Michigan, back into the UP, where they could certainly see over an inch of rain in some areas. So again, the heaviest precipitation in Michigan is going to be in far northern lower Michigan and into the upper peninsula. As far as the next 7 days, you can see some of the heavier precipitation trying to sink a little bit farther south. But again, right now it doesn't look like it's going to get out of hand, but we got to watch this area. Very heavy rain, up to 5.6 inches across portions of north central Wisconsin. And again, if that stationary boundary sits a little bit farther to the southeast, and we could be talking about heavy rain here. But right now, for the many area schools that have a homecoming week coming up on this Friday, it looks like most of the time it'll be dry, but can't rule out a shower or thunder shower at any given point, especially during the afternoon and the evening hours. But it's going to be definitely on the warm side. I think many game time temperatures will be around or in the 70s. If we look at the next slide, it's kind of hard to see, but these are some of the different soil temperatures and moisture plots. And again, you can see the newest one we've added up here is Clarksville. And again, we'll add that to the map as well here later on today. as well with the moisture as well. If we look at the next slide, you can see over the next 6 to 10 days, again, that Bermuda high holding quite strong, and that's going to lead to a lot of warm temperatures across much of the eastern U.S. as a trough begins to dig down into the west, and that'll keep that area cool, and that's the way it's been for the last several weeks, and that's the way it looks like here, at least for the next 10 days to 2 weeks. Looks warmer than normal. And if we look at the precipitation, looks like much of the center part of the nation will be near to above normal. Thanks for stopping by and have yourself a great day, and 73s to all.